Yeah, if the government officials won't let you file your claim, then what do you do?
They cannot let you file a claim. All you do is mail your claim into the court, and you could explain in like a nice little letter, saying, as far as I know, this is a public building, and everybody has the right to access this public building, and you believe there is a court clerk assigned to this building, and the court clerk is to accept all filings, and you expect the court clerk to carry out their duty and obligation to perform their job in which they have been assigned. There you go. Thank God this thing's recorded. I ain't got to say it again. So there you go.
It was a good one. I like it. It's a good idea.
And you mail it. Well, you mail it to them. You don't go there, because if you go there, they could give you a razzle dazzle. But if you live in a big enough county, because you said Northeast Ohio, so who knows, it could be like Akron or something like that.
A couple counties over east, Columbia County.
Well, I'm saying if you live in a big enough county, you can say to the lady, you can walk into any county courthouse if it's a big enough county, and you can just say, I don't care if it's a family court building, you're walking to a traffic court building. You can just say, is this a county courthouse? What do you do? Oh, traffic. Oh, yeah, I really don't have the time to go across town here. Just take my my paperwork and send it over to the other side for me if you can, will you? And they will. Don't spend $2 and send it to certified mail. Don't spend $20 on Don't spend $20 on register. Just do the $2 certified to get a green card. It proves that you submitted it to them. Okay, so what's the next thing you wanted to say?
Next question was enforcement of your claim.
Have a good day.
Are you putting anything in after you've done your claim, like if maybe some UCC file, or I'm not looking at UCC. A guy could say, like, if you don't allow me to enforce my claim, then I would maybe do a public notice on you or something like that, which would be a UCC filing. Something like that on the bottom end of your claim. Something like that. Are you thinking that way too, or?
No, that system's too simple. All you have to do is file your claim. Like I said, once the clerk or the court lady has the claim, and you create a summons for them to appear. And summons is kind of a tricky word, but it means that somebody's granting you power to drag somebody else in off the street. Like, you just don't have to grab people off the street unless he's causing you harm at that particular moment. So if he's hurting you at that particular moment of time, you have every right to put your hands on him. But if he's not hurting you, like an imminent danger or threat, you don't have the right to put your hands on him. So you have to summons him to appear. And then the clerk of the court, see, that's where you have to kind of be happy with the clerk of the court. Because for her to issue that summons, she's actually has she's going to turn that summons over to the sheriff's department, and a deputy's actually going to touch somebody and drag them into that building for you. So you kind of want to work nice with these court clerk ladies. I mean, they've got to put them, back on their heels and say to them, with like I said, what I first said earlier about how you get the paperwork just to be filed, and then once it's filed, then you go for the summons to have the person appear. And then everybody already knows with the default judgment kind of thing. I still want them summons to appear. I don't want them to win by default, and I don't want to win by a summary judgment. I want to win by that person being dragged into that building. And now they're standing in, my name's Carl Lentz. I want them standing in the Lentz court. And I'm telling them for the last time, you're either going to answer me or settle this matter, or we're going to let the jury render its verdict down upon you. And then it's done for all time. There's no appeal. There's no void judgment. There isn't a dog, is like sick in the hospital, or none of that nonsense. It's over. So I'm still going to want them to summons them to appear. If they don't appear, I'm going to tell the sheriff to find that guy and drag him into this building so he can hear it out loud. I'm going to read and press it upon the record in open court under oath or affirmation. And it's going to be done for all time.
Okay, and the other thing that's maybe it's sort of a...
Well, wait a second. Hang on a second. Because you asked me about to enforce it. So once it's been witnessed by somebody that the court clerk assigns, somebody in a black robe, she's going to assign that person or that man. She could be a file clerk who witnesses it, especially if they know there's really nothing going to be going on. They have temporary judges. They have people who just, Like, hey, they can call up across the street who's an attorney and say, hey, we need you to come over here and sit on this thing for us real quick. Like being a magistrate. They call up a magistrate at 2 o'clock in the morning. She's also the school bus driver. She's also the school cafeteria nurse lady, and she's a magistrate at 2 o'clock in the morning. So it's just different hats they wear. So it's like, hey, we just need you to sit on this case because nothing's really going to happen anyway. So that's what I'm trying to say. So then all you're doing then is the jury's going to hand down their verdict. You're going to hand it to whoever the clerk assigns to sit to hear witness of what's going on. And if you take a look at any standard like court orders, you'll see it says like witnessed by, and usually a judge signs that. And then underneath it, the court clerk signs her name, and she puts the seal of the court on it, and that's your judgment. And then that judgment you can stick on your fireplace and your mantle and look at it forever, or you can go down to the county sheriff's department. You do a writ of attachment, and then you could tell him what you want him to seize, and then you tell the clerk of the court. Once you get the judgment, well, like I said, I'll just skip the step. Once you get the judgment, then you could file for a writ of attachment, and then the clerk of the court, she will stamp it and say that there's been a judgment against you for whatever, if you can, and then say the clerk of the court witnessed that that one of its somebody that they delegated to hear the matter witnessed it go down in court. Now that they got the judgment for what the jury said, okay, 50 cattle is to go back in this man's hands. What'll happen is then the judge, you go to the clerk on a writ of attachment, and I want the sheriff assigned the matter of collect the property. If it's not 50 cattle, say it's $50,000. What the sheriff will do, if they have a writ of attachment and they have a warrant for the debt, what they will do is they will go on that person's property and they will take every single thing off that person's property. They'll take everything and they'll put it in, auction it off until that $50,000 debt is, practically until that judgment is satisfied. So that's the enforcement part. So it's the sheriff's department that does the enforcement for you. They're the posse.
The department. Yeah.
So now you go to the third question.
Well, the third question was sort of like, let's say, using some maxims of law. I thought that might be because they're real short. If you really look at maxims, there's like 3 or 4 words. That's it. It's like exactly what you're saying, but just use your, that's what I was thinking. I mean, just an idea. I was putting across my mind, but it doesn't have to be. But I kind of like it too,
Oh yeah, I love the maxims of law like that. But it's so funny. Like you got to be careful with any kind of maxim. It's because there's always a yes and a no, because you've always heard that maxim, like he who hesitates is lost. But then the same breath is, look before you leap. So which one is it? Should I look before I leap? Who hesitates? Well, I should just jump.
Yeah.
So the trick to tell people, it's not so much the maxim, it's just the way our great grandparents used to pass things on real quickly to us, and they gave us these little maxims to live by. But it all depends on what is the time, the situation, and what is going on in that particular moment in your existence on this planet. So he was just giving you some advice. You don't have to do it to the letter. It's like when you say, oh, look at the Constitution says this. No. That's just really, really good advice that people 2, 3, 4, 500, 5,000 years ago wrote. Mm-hmm. But obviously, you're going to take and choose what you want from it. It's like a menu. I'll take that advice. I don't need that. Forget about the Section 3. Who needs Section 7? I don't care about that. I'm going to live my life based upon these 3 sections. I'm done.
Yeah, the government officials won't let you file your claim